What's happening, people? I'm your host. Just this world. Quick question. Maybe you can answer. One hand for the Dynamic Duels. Thoughts from Your Boy podcast. Rise Sanova. Before I say anything else, let me dive into this. This is what's burning on my brain right now. Why do we mistake real and tough for things that are neither? Like, for instance, a man being quiet is looked at as he's antisocial. But do you know what that man got going on in his brain? Or when a person shows you respect and you get to talking reckless because you got a platform or audience, and people are like, oh shit, she's snapping. But you wouldn't say those things to a person in their face because you're not that tough, you're not that strong. And anybody that said that, like, why is strength perceived by the weak? Should I say it like that? Why is strength dominated and perceived by people who are weak? You know, like, just because you go to the gym, lift heavy weights, don't mean that you're strong. It means you're physically strong because you lift weights that weigh different amounts. But in reality, in real life situations, just because you do that doesn't make you strong. Like police officers that abuse people, just because you wear a badge to enforce laws, because you don't make any, to enforce laws, you feel that you're better than certain people. Why? Me, myself, I'm like this. I found this air of peace, this reason not to let most shit bother me. Now, when I tell this to other people, they say that's so hard. That's a difficult task to take up. And I'm like, it's not. Like, when you make that decision to work out for the first time, and it's been a long time, and you be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and you do it, that was strength. When you stop drinking because you realize it's detrimental to your health, not because you got a bunch of DUIs and you know I'm gonna kill people. When you realize it's detrimental and you stop doing it, that's strength. It's determination. When you get off hard drugs without getting on another drug to compensate, that's strong. That's a tough battle. Raising a child, period, by yourself, man, woman, that's strength. To look out for a child, to be there for a person who needs you because they can't do for themselves until they can do for themselves. No matter what kind of person they turn out to be, you help create that person. So, these are things that I feel are strength. Finishing something that you really didn't want to finish, but you felt like it was the right thing to do. Strength. I say all that to say this. So, I'm happy-go-lucky. I'm very peaceful. I'm not confrontational in no way anymore. Like, I don't walk in a room and feel the need to flex my muscle or to interrogate or instigate or irritate the next man just because I want to prove that I could probably knock his ass out. Not my cup of tea, not my forte. By the way, Albanese gummies. The gummies that eat like a worm. Bear. Anywho, these are things I consider strengthful. Strength-wise, strong. A man who leads an army from the front, not from the rear, into battle. That could be strength. That could be pride. That could be courageous. That could be a couple of things. But the person who hides behind another and dictates orders, that's not strong to me. That's a placeholder. I said that to say this. Today's society is so ass backwards. You know, I was in a barbershop not too long ago, and I was telling people, because they're like, yo, 50 Cent was so hard. I have no bad feelings about 50 Cent. I saw what 50 Cent did. I thought it was genius. You know, he made everybody dislike somebody because of their certain style. Then he turned around and used that same style, and no one figured out that he was using the other person's style and making money, getting rich. Hey, more power to him. He studied the art of war and mastered those laws. I mean, the 48 laws of power, 50 if you had his version. But he did that. He studied Sun Tzu. He studied the art of war. That's Sun Tzu. He studied 48 laws of power, 50 laws if you have to add his. And he did that. And for that, I'm not mad. But I say that to say, I grew up in a time when we promoted the shooter, not the person getting shot. Because you don't got to be strong to get shot. You can just be at the wrong place, wrong time and get shot. But like being the shooter, like Kevin Gates said, which is crazy. I hate quoting that man. He said it takes a real man to stand over a child. And, you know, I didn't know what it meant until I thought about it. Long and hard, like my life. I didn't stare down the barrel a lot of times. Some of my own admission, or some of my own content, or however you want to look at that. But I've done that. I've stared down barrels a long time, and luckily, I've never been hit by a bullet. I've been shot at more times than I can count, but I've yet to be hit. And I say yet because I'm still living. So, you know, shit could happen at any time. Something bad like that could pop off, and I'm not wishing for it. I really don't be in places for shit like that to happen to me, but it can't happen. You know, you can go outside and just be walking to the car and it can happen. It can happen. But I said that to say this. So when it came to 50, he was promoted initially because of how many times he got shot and survived. Like I said, I'm from an era where we celebrate the shooter, not the shootee, not the victim. We mourn the victim. We revenge for the victim. We don't celebrate the victim. Because being shot, like I said, doesn't make you tough. I remember I watched a movie with Vin Diesel, and he said 500. And the dude's talking shit. Yeah, what's 500? So I realized it was 500 fights that I needed to be in before I consider myself a tough guy. After 500, I realized it doesn't matter how many fights I win after this. I know I'm a tough guy. I know this. I know this about myself. I know you're not gonna run up on me and hit me. I know this. So I say that to say this. In my journey through life, I realized what I can and can't do. The battles I can and can't win with my fists and my feet, and the battles that I had to win with my mind and my pocket. Biggest rule to going to war: don't go to war when you ain't got no money. Soldiers desire shit. You know, they need food, weapons. You need money to fund the war. You need money. Now, most of the time, the people that can afford to go to war aren't the people actually going to war. Now, you could say that's a smart person, but the people putting their lives on the line, those are your tough people. Those are your people who do physical things that could end up good or bad one way or the other. I say that to say we need to stop putting these fake labels to things that we think are tough. Thugs, drug dealers. Like, certain people just ain't tough. Like, it's not in everybody. You know, and there's probably some situations in my life where people say it's not in Ken, it's not in this, it's not. But if you really know me, and the situation is a situation that requires me to step in that role, I know how to. I know how to. If it's a situation where it becomes a life or death situation, mine versus yours, my freedom versus your freedom, you'll probably lose your freedom. And I don't say that so arrogantly and confidently. I just say it because anytime I get in a situation, I have two people I got to think about. I have Kinshana and Kaneo. And if they can't talk to me or see me because of some stupid thing I did to protect my life, because the whole gist of it is they need to be able to talk to me and see me. So if somebody loses their life other than me, they can still talk and see me. Whether they want to or not, totally different story. But they can. That's how I feel about that. I don't feel that alpha male shit, or, somebody said when you get muscles, when you get big and you run up on somebody, first thing they want to do is shoot. First thing a coward wants to do is shoot. But if you're a soldier or a warrior or some kind of combatant, you want to do what you do to solve or alleviate this problem. That's it. That's it. I used to want to be a Ronin when I first found out what a Ronin was. A samurai without a master, wandering around looking for purpose. I wanted to be that. I trained in various arts trying to become that. Just to realize I don't want to be that. I don't want to be a Ronin, a samurai that's lost his way, searching, looking for reason. I don't want to be that no more. I wanted to be me, not hashed, not heckled, or not heckled by the past. So I don't know if my evolution is just made to protect myself, but if I showed you a picture of me as a baby to now, I've significantly changed over the years. Drastically changed. And it works in my favor. I'm not who I was 10 yesterdays ago. I'm not who I was 10 years ago. I'm not who I was in the peak of my life, getting the most bullshit, doing the most outrageous things. I'm not that guy anymore. I'm a very simple, laid-back connoisseur of things, of life, of people, of living it to the fullest. It just doesn't make any sense to be or try to do anything differently than that, because ultimately your ultimate purpose in life should be to find peace, not wage war, not become part of the reckoning. So please, ladies and gentlemen, stop taking people's strength for weakness and giving weak people strength in a sense of, oh, they do this or they do that. Because when it's go time, very few people know how to react when it's go time. Everybody can talk that talk. I've heard people talk that talk for years. Hell, I think I've even talked the talk before. But when it's go time, you find out who's ready to go. Sorry, this is not a down the rabbit hole. I'm going to just call this one strength. 101. Peace.